10 years actually. So I'd like to go from the proudest man in the room to the luckiest man in the room. But it's true. It's Mr. Jamie Madge. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, thank you, Peter, for those lovely words. And it's interesting that you said about us sharing a similar bad sense of humour, because the first joke of my speech was also the first joke of your speech. And we hadn't spoken to each other about it, but I'm just going to do it anyway, and you've got to laugh, because it's my wedding. Right. Let's kick this off in a proper style. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I would like to thank you all for sharing this amazing day with us. I say amazing because, let's face it, most of you probably thought I was making Sarah up when I first described her. But we'll get onto that stuff later. Sarah and I have a few people we'd love to thank in front of you all, as without their love and patience today, it wouldn't have happened. First things first, we'd like to thank the vicar, who sadly can't be here right now. Does anyone know where she disappeared to? But seriously, in case any of you were easily duped by the Clark Kent supermum shenanigans from earlier, the wonderful lady marrying us earlier is also the wonderful lady that I'm lucky enough to call my mother-in-law as from today, Elizabeth. Peter and Elizabeth have been rocks throughout this wedding process, and without their advice and support, there's no way it would have happened. I'd also like to offer my personal thanks to them both for bringing up a young lady so perfect in my eyes, I still have to pinch myself. Have you got the 6 bags? Without your nurturing of her confidence and character, not to mention tolerance of her Jedi training, my life and the lives of everyone in this room would be a whole lot gloomier. Anyway, we're not on the soppy bit yet, so put those tissues away. We'd also like to thank my fantastic family. If you don't already know my mum and dad, Joe and Paul, pictured here, you certainly will when ABBA comes on the playlist. My mum will be the one with the moves, my dad will be the guy hightailing it to the box of Morgan Gold. Mum, Dad, thank you for bringing me up in a home full of love and encouragement. I don't feel like I say it enough, but you're both everything that I could hope to be when I finally grow up. I know that if Sarah and I manage to raise a family and enjoy each other's company half as well as you two do, our lives will be about as perfect as we could dream for. As a token of our love and endless appreciation, I believe we have a couple of... Somewhere, we have a couple of bouquets.
Actually legal, go to the room down the corridor.
This is a customer announcement. It's actually legal on her way to the bouquets. So bouquets will arrive in a bit, and we can blame the bouquets for any hay fever I may suffer during, if my eyes redden up, that's the reason. We'd also like to thank our incredible friends for helping us put today together in a sprightly 6 months. First person who I do consider a friend now, because I've emailed him so endlessly, is the fantastically named Joe Souffle, the man who is putting dinner in front of us all the time. Joe is a wonderful guy, and we tasted this menu round his house with his wife, and it was absolutely beautiful. I can see bouquets. Everyone hold the bouquets. So, as a token of our love and endless appreciation, this is for Mum 1 and Mum 2. Right. On the design front, you might only be here because of the utter awesomeness of our wedding invites, which were designed by Sarah's glorious friend and bridesmaid, Sarah Cupid. Thank you very much, Sarah. Your clever fingers managed to interpret our confused babbling and turn it into something incredible. Along the same lines, we'd also like to thank our wonderful pal Erica Luke, who sadly can't be here today, as she's abandoned us for last year to live in Japan for a while. Erica's unique illustrations are what adorned the table plan you saw earlier. A table plan so fantastic, it basically made us turn the whole shebang into a Back to the Future Star Wars Geek Fest. She's ridiculously talented, and I reckon has great things to come, so make sure you're the person to nick the table names and take them for eBay. Other friends who have helped us throughout the process have been Dave and Catherine, who have not only offered advice and help in every way, but have also let us take a house full of furniture to fill our tooting home. Jen, Brad, and Jen's generous parents, who negotiated and collected the delicious champagne you're all going to quaff in a second. Samita, whose design dexterity saved us from order of service layout hell. And Jess, who lent us this fantastic handmade bunting that has livened up the marquee. And of course, the wonderful Blair, who is emceeing for us today. Basically, everyone in this room is brilliant and talented, and we love you all dearly. My personal thanks go out to my brilliant best men, Greg, James, Sam and Chris. I know 4 is 3 more than the norm, but it's not my fault that I have a handful of guys I basically consider brothers. Since I was 11, or 18 in Chris's case, these 4 seemingly wholesome looking gentlemen who will shortly be lying to your very faces have been pretty much part of every element of my life, be it school, university, my first workplace, and numerous drinking establishments. These 4, I'll say it again, barefaced liars, have made me laugh and cry also with laughter, without even trying. I love you all dearly, even though you do lie so very, very much. Speaking of brothers, I'm delighted that I now have 2 to add to my collection in the form of Andrew and Jonathan. From our earliest meetings, John and Andy have been inclusive and warm towards me, and it's lovely to have brothers-in-laws I can genuinely consider friends. They've also been brilliant in the run-up to the wedding, particularly Jonathan, who spent most of yesterday ruthlessly buffing the floor you all ignored whilst dazzled by the lovely clouds in the entrance hall. Also, their performance on the Stag do was outstanding. The Stag do. One thing I'd particularly like to thank the best men for is the incredible Stag weekend they organised in Bristol. For those of you not in the know, the Stag's theme was my 14th birthday party, which involved watching a Jackie Chan movie, Laser Quest, failure at talking to girls, being surrounded by geeky guys, and plenty of other things the 14-year-old Jamie Madge was used to and the 33-year-old enjoyed. I'm sure I speak for all of the guys who came along when I say that the organisation, inventiveness and sheer levels of fun made it an absolute delight from beginning to end. As a little side note, if you ever have a hard day or something gets you down, here's my advice. Pop onto Facebook and check out the picture of all of us stags standing in the street for a group shot. Notice how light and wonderful the weather is. Notice how fresh-faced and happy we look. Then scroll your eyes down and notice that Andrew Nifton, in the front row, is the most broken man you've ever seen in your entire life. I guarantee it will brighten any day, apart from Andrew's. We'll leave that upsetting image for a while and instead focus on a much more pleasant one, the beautiful bridesmaids. I think everyone can agree that Jen, Sarah, Nat, my lovely sister Lizzie and Sarah's principal bridesmaid Becca look utterly stunning today. Your help and encouragement throughout the wedding prep has been vital for Sarah's sanity, and for that I thank you very, very much. Thanks also for organising Sarah's amazing hen do. For 2 years, I was hoping to see Sarah dress up as Princess Leia, only for the image to be ruined by the memory of my own reflection on the Saturday night of my stag do, when I was forced to dress as her too. It still haunts me, and anyone else out in Bristol knows. Right, now this is the important bit. You have to excuse if my hay fever flares up during this. As most of you know, and anyone who studied our wedding website carefully should have picked up, Sarah and I first met when we both attended the Kapow Comic Convention in Angel. I spotted her sunny day high school t-shirt and opened the conversation with what I'm sure you'll all agree is a killer smooth guy first line. Hey, I guess you like Joss Whedon. Have you seen The Avengers? I know what you're thinking. James Bond. Amazingly, Sarah not only sat down next to me to continue the conversation, she also managed to fully out-geek me when the chat went to its inevitable romantic climax, Star Wars novelizations. I was wondering which of the stories... I'm going to have to take a little sip of water. I was wondering which of the stories from our relationship to cite as the moment I knew I'd fallen in love with Sarah. But to be honest with you, from that first meeting, I've been falling more and more in love as the days pass. I will speak of one moment that always sticks out for me. It was on our first date, an evening I actually had to confirm as a date with her halfway through, as I didn't want to be disappointed. I was walking Sarah back to the house as A, I was a gentleman, and B, it was conveniently on the way back to mine. When I found myself committing a major dating sin. I've been single for quite a long time, and in my dating period, I did the rules, as I didn't really understand them anyway. I told her that the moment I left her front door, I'd want to text her. I didn't want to have to wait until the rules said it was okay. I wanted to hear from her, and I wanted her to hear from me. She said she didn't understand the rules either, so I asked her if she was free the following evening. She was, so that was our second date. The Monday after, I went back into work and my colleagues asked me how it went. I told them that it was great and that our third date on Tuesday we were going to see the new Spider-Man movie. They all yelled at me saying, you can't take this beautiful girl to a superhero movie. And I said, no, you don't understand. She's taking me. Throughout my life, I've been blessed with unbelievably amazing friends, and even through my many single years, they all reassured me by saying they knew I'd find someone perfect for me. I'm not going to lie, there were a lot of times I didn't think that could happen, but as soon as I met Sarah, I knew that I had met that person. She's gorgeous, we can all see that. But behind the out-of-my-league's good looks is a person so sweet-natured, funny, intentionally and otherwise, and kind, I sometimes can't believe she's real. I love her relentless positivity. No matter what we face, she enters it with a smile and a can-do attitude that lifts my spirits and helps me achieve more than I ever thought I could. I love her virtuous honesty, not in a I say what I want to whoever I want kind of way, but in that her moral compass is so strong that the slightest transgression or clouded opinion results in a confession of sorts, be it verbally or through actions. I've never trusted anyone more. I love and admire her commitment to all, friends, family and me. I can't think of a time when I've noticed Sarah putting herself before others, apart from tidying the house. But we'll leave it at that. And I've never known anyone to consider the feelings of others so fully in their actions. She would never knowingly hurt anyone, despite what they may have done, and I adore that in her. I love the way that she completes me. I know that sounds like something from a lame Richard Curtis movie. Sorry. But it's the most accurate way to describe we are together. I'm a bit socially backwards when it comes to speaking my mind, but she'll jump in and save the day. I can plan and plan, but never do, but she'll fire off full speed ahead and take me with her. The things I've always enjoyed doing, I enjoy doing more with her. The people I love more with her. I wouldn't say I'm broken when she's not around, but nor am I 100%. When I think of the future, it's with her. It's safe to say I'm smitten. Now, I've actually managed to do something amazing and keep something secret from Sarah throughout the wedding prep. Don't worry, it's not awful. Lucy, could you pass me the present? As well you know, I like creating framed memories, and I hope this is one that you'll love as much as the others. Yeah. You can look at it later. It's really good, yeah.
It's Gemma Coral, who's a woman who we both love as an illustrator, and she draws bugs, and it's two bugs getting married.
I basically stalked this woman online for the last 6 months. So anyway, with that, don't worry, the vomit bags will be making their way around soon. I'd like to propose a toast to my wife, my best friend, and the person I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with, Sarah Madge. You can sit down.